Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another one of our joint webinars between MTSU Alumni Association and the College of Behavioral and Health Sciences. I'm Rachel Helms. I'm one of the Assistant Directors in Alumni Relations, and I am so glad you're here with us today. Our lightning lunch is a quick and easy way to stay connected, and Dr. Peter Grandjean, Dean of the College of Behavioral and Health Sciences, will be sharing the latest updates from the college in just a minute, and he'll introduce us to a new and very important member of his team. I just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of our amazing alumni. You are such an important part of our university family, and we are so grateful for everything you do to support MTSU. And we are well into the fall semester, which means campus is buzzing with recruitment events, especially our True Blue Tour. There are tons of ways for you to get involved, whether that's volunteering, attending events, or joining us online. And if you're local and have little ones, there are some major candy opportunities coming up next week. So with our trick-or-treating events. So we'll let you know about that. Just a quick reminder before we begin, your cameras are off, but feel free to unmute and ask a question. Or if you'd rather just drop it in the chat, I'll be happy to read it for you, okay? All right, let's get started. Dean Grandjean, it's all yours.
Hey, thank you, Rachel, and welcome everybody. Thank you all for taking a few minutes out of your day while you're eating lunch and catching up on different things. We really appreciate you taking time out to listen to what we're doing in the College of Behavioral and Health Sciences. The big really themes that we've laid out for our faculty and staff and students this year are really to build a sense of community, right? To be more intentional and thoughtful about our communications with each other, and then to give each other just a lot of grace in what we're doing. And the reason for those things are that we are not only handling the day-to-day, the classes, and teaching our classes, doing an excellent job of that, doing our research and our community engagement and our community service, but we're also in this process of reorganization, right? Restructuring ourselves. And so what all of that is about, why we're doing that, I wanted to explain a little bit about that today and to kind of give you a spotlight on part of that process. So I'm going to share my screen and show you a few slides if you don't mind. So let me see if I can get here. There we go. And everybody, Rachel, can you see that? Got thumbs up? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if we're looking at our organization as a whole, and we're looking at this idea of reorganization, why are we reorganizing and what are we doing? Let's focus on the middle of the circle. Many times what we do as an individual or even as an organization is we focus on outcomes and then work backwards, right, from the outer part of this circle and towards the middle. And really what we're trying to do is focus in a different direction. We're trying to build our identity first and work from the middle of this circle first. And so really in building an identity, it's who we are, right? What do we stand for? Why do we exist? And how we're structured will help us inform that. How we form ourselves, our departments, our degree programs, how those degree programs operate and work, how we build precept on precept, right? How we serve our community. Those are all very important in identifying who we are and why we exist. It also is very important in building an ethos, right? Our philosophy, our values, and how those are going to carry forward as we do the things that we do, and as we see some of the outcomes that emerge from that. So really what we're talking about is this structure in the college is very important to our mission. And our mission is that we learn, lead, and serve. Those are the key words. Now we have a mission statement, and if you don't memorize the whole entire mission statement, you at least know that our mission in the college really boils down to learning, leading, and serving. And we're in behavioral and health sciences, we're a service college, right? Many of our professions are serving our community and individuals in our community. So that's our mission, and that's why it's so important to build our identity. So going back to this identity, let me explain where we are. Right now, we are in the process of identifying leadership in the college. Now, that's not to say we don't already have really good leaders. We have great leaders in our departments and our programs, but as you know, that some of those departments are going to go away, and we're going to have new departments. We also have some interim leadership that has done a magnificent job in their respective departments. And so we're identifying leaders. Right now, for example, we're going through some final stages of identifying a chair to serve in the Department of Criminal Justice. We're also in the process of identifying a chair to serve in the Department of Social Work. Again, excellent leadership there. We want to identify that and move forward. We also have 3 new departments that will be emerging, and so we've had a call out for individuals that are interested in being part of our leadership team in the new departments that will emerge. So we have a leadership, what we call a development program, and we have people that are volunteering for that and sending in applications as well. One other area that we're looking for a leader, and it's a national search, is our beloved Jenny Sauls, who served as the director in the School of Nursing for I think it's 13 years now, has done a magnificent job in leading the School of Nursing. Will join a search committee. She'll move back into the faculty, but she'll join a search committee in helping us identify a new director in the School of Nursing. So it's really going to be important as we restructure our college to identify those great leaders that can help us continue to grow, build our identity, and build our ethos, and to achieve our mission. The next part of this is process. It's very important to know how we're going to get where we want to go. So instead of focusing on outcomes, we're really focused on the process. And this process is really part of our strategic plan building. So we'll reveal really the framework for our strategic plan and allow these different departments to inform where we're going and how we're going to get where we want to go. Part of the strategic plan is really going to be informed, again, by who we are and what we do. And that's going to be really articulated, identified, illustrated, and part of the fabric of our college through what we call grand challenges. These are real world problems. They're going to involve us as a community coming together to try and help not necessarily solve them, because these are pretty much unsolvable, but they're things that will constantly be part of our world. How do we make the world a better place? It's not that the College of Behavioral Health Sciences is exclusive to these problems and only our programs. It's that our programs can lead in these efforts, and we open up our degree programs, our expertise to share with others that are at MTSU, others in our community, our alumni, prospective students, and families in the area to do these things. So what is it that we're looking at in terms of grand challenges? Well, it's a grand challenge to address rural health, right? And so what we want to do is help to enhance and innovate and expand rural health services. Right now, with respect to the rural health services, we're working, there's so many projects that our faculty are currently doing. One of the lead efforts is really working with the Center of Health and Human Services and Cindy Chafin and her teams to address some of these rural health needs. We want to create and integrate services for healthy living. And you can see where these 2 different challenges, although they can be exclusive, they really are working together. Let me give you an example of how that might be different from rural health services. Many of our degree programs, I know social work, some public health, nutrition and food science, exercise science, athletic training, are all working together to help support student athlete wellness and well-being. Many of these same programs are also helping our students across campus in identifying those services and those things that we can do to support student success. So that's a little bit different than rural health, but it's extremely important. Another one is to address intellectual and developmental disabilities. There's so many people out there, you can imagine how that can contribute to frustration and mental health issues if you can't communicate or you don't feel like you belong, or you, and so our speech language pathology program works really closely with many programs across campus, special educators, psychologists, and we're working with those different programs in order to address individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And then the last one would be, you can see how social work, public health, criminal justice can work to build stronger and safer communities. So these are all grand challenges that are part of the fabric of who we are and how we're going to get where we want to go. They'll help us inform that strategic plan. Right. And then the last thing are outcomes and how we make the world around us better. That's our vision. And you know, these are the things that we won't necessarily focus on outcomes. If we focus on our identity and we focus on the process, these outcomes are going to we're not prescribing them. In other words, these outcomes are going to take care of themselves. And how we can keep that going is not to identify this is the particular outcome we want to have happen. We want the different degree programs and the different collaborations to come together to address specific areas within those grand challenges. And then what we are going to do is make sure that the people that work with us are prepared, they're equipped, and they're inspired to go out into their professions, go out into the world to serve others and to improve the human condition. So anyway, I just want to tell you a little bit about our college, where we are in that process, and where we are is still building this identity and making sure identity is strong so we can continue these efforts. So real quick, before we move on to the next segment, I'd love to open it up for any questions you might have regarding our process.
Feel free to speak up and unmute yourselves, or you're welcome to drop it in the chat as well.
Yeah, finish that last little bit of chewing that peanut butter and jelly sandwich and then ask us a question. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do then. Do we have somebody in the chat there?
No.
No? Okay. So what we'll do then is let's move on, and then as you think about maybe some questions, we'll take them a little bit later. So part of this leadership that we're growing and building really involves, and you met Davis Seal last time we talked, involves our marketing and communication, but it also involves our development and how we interact with our alumni and our friends in the community. And so we are absolutely delighted to welcome Mr. Brock McWhorter to our team. Brock is coming to the college as the Director of Development for the College of Behavioral and Health Sciences. Welcome, Brock.
Thank you, Dr. Grandjean. Nice to meet everybody today. Look forward to moving forward and answering any questions you all might have.
Well, I guess that's the next lead then. You just led me into let me start off with a question for you. So, Brock, just a real softball here. I'm just going to lob one at you. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, your professional path, and really what attracted you to joining us.
Yes, so I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, grew up there, went to school at the University of Memphis. I'm a 3-time graduate there. Memphis is a unique city with the food and the culture and the different people there, how they love their basketball and their sports. When I was in college, I worked with the basketball team for 2 seasons under Josh Pastner. And then that led to a 13-year career in college athletics there at the U of M. There's a couple of things that led me here. And during that time in college athletics, I was in many different areas, but most recently, I was in the fundraising arm of the athletic department there at the University of Memphis, a part of a lot of change and transition during that time there, where we were very successful with raising money to build new facilities and recruit some of the best coaches and staff in the country, and bring them to Memphis, and furthermore transform the U of M for a long time to come. But what brought me to MTSU is simply the potential here. There is a lot of potential. You're in the back door of Nashville. The healthcare community here is um, incredible. And also, there's a lot of overlap in what we do here in CBHS compared to athletics, and in terms of sport medicine, athletic training, some of the, you have the sport management, obviously, and then there's a lot of service oriented in terms of student athlete development that could be utilized with some of our programs here in the college, with psychology and nursing and all of those things. They all kind of overlap, right? And then family wise, I married um, a woman named Rachel Lancaster, who is supposed to be on here, but I don't know if she is or not, but she, we met back in 2013, and have been together ever since. She's from Middle Tennessee, went to school at MTSU, and is a graduate of CBHS. She was a graduate of the speech language pathology program here. And so she's very excited to be back here. I'm excited to be here to serve you all and get to meet as many people as possible and help Dr. Grandjean and the rest of our leadership team push the mission and vision of our college forward.
That's great, Brock. Can you maybe just give us a little bit of an overview of everything you do for the college and why it's mission critical?
Yeah, so there's no organization that I know of that exists or is as successful as a place can be without loyal supporters and stakeholders in what we do here. And it starts with the alumni and your involvement. And so my job is to make sure that you're as tuned in to what we're doing as possible. And that means relationship building, number one. You all have not had a consistent development person in a while, and so I plan to be here and get to know as many people as possible. I'm supposed to be raising money for all kinds of different things. First and foremost, scholarships. But secondly, with Dr. Grandjean and his team have a lot of plans for the future, where you might be invested in a higher level because we're getting ready to launch some things. I don't want to speak for Dr. Grandjean, but he has a lot of really cool initiatives that he's going to launch here in the next year or so. So please be on the lookout for that. There'll be some campaigns and that you can be involved in. Also, as an alumni, you can give back by just showing up. We want you to show up to games, show up to our events, show up to support our students. That's why we're all here. You can show up by volunteering, mentoring our kids. And then lastly, if you are so inclined, we would love for you to participate in philanthropy. Donate, 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 because without revenue, none of this is possible. So I'm your point of contact for anything like that, and I'm happy to help answer any questions you may have in terms of your giving.
What are the greatest challenges that you think you are going to face in your current role?
Well, I kind of touched on it a little bit. I think that, we're the biggest college on MTSU's campus, but we're also the youngest college on our campus. And with that said, there's a lot of alumni uh, that do not realize they're a part of CBHS and our history. So that would be number one, I think, is trying to build those relationships with those who maybe when they graduated in the 70s or the 80s, their program was in the education and behavioral sciences, or they were in home economics and it was in some other program. Basically, in my interpretation, the school back in 2010 decided to create our college and establish it and put a bunch of programs together. And so that leads me to the next challenge is learning all the acronyms.
Yes.
In athletics, we don't have that many acronyms. And so unless you look at the stat sheet, there's a lot of acronyms that I need to learn. And I'm doing that as I progress through my meetings with our leadership team.
Great.
Okay. Spoken like a real development officer.
right.
Those are some really good answers. So, any big surprises since joining us?
I had a sense of this when I was going through the interview process, just for alumni here to know, going through the interview process at any university, major university like MTSU, you meet with a lot of people during that process. So they vet you quite with a lot of detail, and they want to ask you a lot of questions. So they don't just hire anybody off the street. But I will say what I could sense in the interview process is this place was very family oriented. But what has been really surprising is the sense of community and realizing that my sense is actually realizing that, experiencing it. I felt really welcomed here. Um, I'm 36 years old. This is the first time I've lived outside of Shelby County in my entire life. But the transition has been made easy by the family atmosphere here at MTSU, and that's what makes me excited to be here.
We're glad you're here.
Absolutely.
Well, you touched on this already a little bit, but in your opinion, like how can our alumni become more connected with our prospective and current students? I know something that I'll be talking about a little bit later is like our True Blue tours, campus visits, etc.
Participate any gift of any size always helps us. So even if you're only able to you can give us $10 a month. That's $120 a year that maybe we didn't have before. So that's step number one, or could be step number one. Another step number one is being involved through volunteering. Right now, one of my main projects for Dr. Grandjean is helping build out an advisory board for our college, an overarching advisory board where I'm, talking to alumni to gauge their interest in being a part of that. And so maybe if you're interested in helping us accomplish our mission and vision, then please reach out to me after this call, and that way we can sit down and discuss that more further. Also, volunteering at our events. If you do donate and you're donating to a scholarship fund or something of that nature, showing up to the scholarship banquet that we have each spring. It's a great event. I've never been a part of it yet, but I heard that Coach Mason was a guest speaker last year. And so that's a really easy way to get connected, meet some students, and be involved. And then, support us in True Blue Give coming up in February 10th through the 12th, I think that is. And then any anytime you see a True Blue Tour event in your city, make sure you show up because Dr. Grandjean and the whole MTSU leadership team is there meeting prospective students. And then I believe we also have student ambassadors at those events as well.
Those are some great ways.
Absolutely. Hey, Brock, we're really delighted to have you finally moved in. You got your whole family here. You found some, I think, some childcare. You got, hopefully you got some of the boxes unpacked. I can tell you one of the biggest surprises for me and one of the biggest heartwarming things for me was driving into town here for the first time. I was with one of my sons, and I knew it was all going to work out just fine as we rounded the little loop to get off of 24. He spotted a Texas Roadhouse, and he got on the phone and he called home and he told his brothers and sisters, "Hey, Murfreesboro's got a Texas Roadhouse." I said, "Man, I know we're good." So we're delighted to have you and moved in, and that's probably one of the coolest things you noticed. You got out of Shelby County, and we do have Chick-fil-A here. I mean, it is civilized here. Yeah. Well, listen, let me ask you one last thing so everybody can kind of go away and they know you a little bit better. They feel comfortable walking up to you. What are your favorite hobbies?
Yeah, so I like to spend time with my family, my wife and daughter, Ava, and then to get away and kind of have some me time, I like to go play golf or go for a bike ride through the neighborhood to kind of clear my mind, get some fresh air. And in terms of golf, maybe I take out a little bit of fresh, hit the golf ball a few times and get some frustration out every now and then. But anyway, or I really ultimately though, I just like to spend time with family and friends at home, and like to meet as many people as I can and get involved in my community, especially at church. And so I'll be that's the next step. We're going to be looking for a church here soon to join. And then that's it. That's really it. That's me. I'm pretty simple. Simple, like to talk to people and build relationships and raise money to push our mission forward.
Well, that's great. And I tell you what, we're just thrilled to have you here. And thank you for sharing a little bit about yourself with all of us today. That was delightful.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Rachel, what do we got? What else do we have?
Well, we've got the College of Behavioral and Health Science night, Behavioral and Health Sciences night on October 29th at the football game. Next Wednesday, we're going to have MTSU versus Jackson State. It starts at 6:30. And you get a discounted ticket if you're an alum. So I believe if you come as well, you all are going to be going onto the field at halftime. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
You want me to talk a little bit real quick about that? This whole month has been a month of giving for us.
That's right.
We've been sending messages out to our faculty and our staff, and really it is a month of giving. We've got MTSU Cares, and we're trying to contribute to that. One of our goals in the college is to achieve 100% giving, and we're not quite there yet, but we're working really hard on messaging that. And if everybody will just give, $5, it would really make a big difference and resonate in our community. We want to give back to our community. So that's one. We also have boxes for our food pantry. A lot of organizations, as you might imagine, are collecting food and food items for multiple food pantries. We're collecting it for our campus food pantry in particular. And also we're collecting feminine hygiene products. And so we have boxes in our academic classroom building on the first and second floors where people can contribute there. We're asking people to bring those items. And then this night to celebrate our college during a football game is going to be really fun because it's 2 nights before trick or treat, Halloween, not Thanksgiving, but Halloween. And there's going to be some fun and festivities. I know our public health department has a tailgate going on there. I think some of our folks are going to have a trick or treat. Athletics has a trick or treat kind of alley. And so some of our folks will be there with tables. And like you said, what is it? Candy overload? Did you call it that at the very beginning of this show?
Yes, we got some major candy opportunities is what.
Yeah, and then we'll get a little recognition, I think, at halftime of that football game, just to wave to everybody and make people more aware of the programs and the great things going on in the college.
Well,
So,
and I just wanted to make sure I added on to that because you talking about the food drive. I know that we're collecting food for our on-campus pantry, but we're also doing it for Nourish, which is the
yes.
Rutherford County food bank. And just FYI, Alumni House is a drop-off point as well. So if any of you would like to drop off at our house, you can just give us a call. We'll come out to your car and bring it in for you if you want us to. So, I think that month of giving sounds great. I mean, alumni can get in on that too, right? They can.
Oh my gosh, yes. So alumni, faculty, friends, neighbors, you got anybody that wants to give, we'd be delighted to collect those from you. And if you don't give to us, I mean, give to any organization that you know of. These food items they're so needed nowadays. Yes, we can do that. And we want to tell you too, Brock mentioned how connected we are with athletics. This is also part of athletics, and they also are collecting food items. So they've had it at some of the volleyball games, I believe, and they've got boxes there. And those boxes, there'll be some boxes available at the game on October 29th. So if you wanted to bring something to the game to donate, that would be great too.
That's a great segue into talking about the trick or treat. Just in case you all have little ones, I wanted you to know that on October 28th, the Greek Row is having an opportunity. I believe it starts at, let me see, what time does it start? October 28th, it starts at 5:00. It's on Greek Row. It's in front of the sorority houses on Rutherford Boulevard and Alumni Drive. And then, of course, before the game on October 29th, which is next Wednesday, what we were talking about, we have something called Party in the Grove. I don't know if you've may have been a part of that. It's been going on for the last year, but it's a pregame celebration that we have in Walnut Grove that's right in front of Peck Hall. And that's where a lot of the trunk or treats will be. We've got an alum that's performing called Medium Build. He'll be on the stage. That all starts around 3:30 after the Raider Walk that we have. And then, of course, what Dean Grandjean mentioned regarding the game, you do get a discount if you're an alum and you buy a ticket for the 29th. The game starts at 6:30. But if you have little ones and you want to bring them in costume, you're welcome to come a little early. And at 5:30, they get in for free and they can walk around to some of the tables, and alumni will be one of those tables inside. And so come see me. I will load them down with candy. So that's just a few of the things that are going on next week. So we hope you can make it. Anything else, Dean, that I am forgetting regarding the game or the month of giving?
No, hey, listen, we're just grateful for everybody being here today. If you have any questions about what we presented or questions for Brock, call Brock. But if you have questions for us about the college, I'd be delighted to answer them. But thank you all for joining us today, and hope it was informative. You all have a great day.
Yes, thank you so much, Dean Grandjean. I just want very quickly to add the True Blue Tour. We're headed to Gallatin tomorrow. We're looking forward to speaking with all of our prospective students and their families there. Next week, we go to Nashville on October 28th and Huntsville on October 30th. Dean Grandjean, will you be at those as well?
I'll be there.
Okay, I thought so. If you'd like to volunteer for one of our recruitment events, just email us alumni@mtsu.edu. Again, Brock, thank you so much. Dean Grandjean, thank you so much. I will have this session uploaded to YouTube, and I'll send everybody the links. So you've got it for
Hey,
reference.
Rachel, can
Yeah.
you hear me, Rachel? Hi.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Hey, it's Keith Prather. How you doing?
Hey,
Dean,
Keith.
good to see you again. And Brock, welcome. Dean, I tell you what, that slideshow is good. I like that. I like where you're going with the college, and it looks very exciting. So congratulations on that. And Brock, I would like to be a part of that advisory committee or council. So you can write my name down if you want. And Rachel's got all my information.
Absolutely.
So,
Keith
but
is-
thank you all for hosting this today, and this has been really informative. Unfortunately, I'll be in DC for the game, so I won't make it, Dean, but my heart will be there. I'll be there in spirit.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keith goes to a ton of our recruitment events. He's
Yes.
fantastic. He's a member of our board, so he'd be a great one to have. Okay, any other questions? Just double check, make sure we don't have any here. No, okay. Well, everybody have a wonderful afternoon, okay? Thanks for joining
Take
us.
care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Afternoon.